Hey, what's up guys, DiplexHeated here again, welcome back to Men of War Assault Squad 2, and welcome back to the Red Rising mod. Super excited to be back. One of my torrents just finished downloading. It was Star Wars Galaxy at War, the latest version. I can't wait to make a video of that as well, so stay tuned for that too. But, back to the video. We are in Eastern Russia. The year is, well, let's say 1988, during the Cold War. And, where exactly in Eastern Russia? Well, somewhere near the city of Vladivostok, which is very close to the border between Russia and China, and also Russia and North Korea. In today's battle, the North Koreans have declared war on Russia. This is a fictional scenario, but it plays out during the Cold War. We might do more videos on this very eastern conflict. We might even involve the Chinese. I thought it'd be very interesting. And at first I thought I could do China and Russia, but I wanted to involve North Korea one way or another. But then I thought, how could this be a Russian fort? Because China surrounds North Korea. And with a little look and correction, I did find out that there was a very thin strip of land that was sort of stretching south of China and then connecting to North Korea. It's not a very big borderline, but it's big enough to make an interesting regional conflict. This is a coastal fort, a Russian Cold War coastal fort. There's roughly 120 men or so defending, probably a little less, 80 or 100. I can't remember exactly, but they also have a lot of static weapons, 2 mortars, 2 infantry fighting vehicles, actually 3, one posted right outside the fort that you saw at the start, or perhaps you didn't. I don't think you did. We'll go back and look at that later. Also 1 T-80, I believe, or perhaps a late model T-64BV, I think, which was like a modified version of the previous tank. My sound drivers keep disconnecting. I think we're fine, though. I think we're fine. Yes. So let's head back here and look. We've also got a truck there, a Ural with an AA gun, a twin AA gun. Come on, now this is getting ridiculous. I hope that isn't too troubling. It's this bloody USB port on the top of my computer that's making an issue. Here the tank is. It's a T-64BV, which was commonly used during the World War. It's a very modified tank, and you know. Of course, at the height of the Cold War, most of the good stuff was spent in Berlin, or at least with the border between the border of East and West in Europe. So this fort might be a tiny bit outdated, but I don't think that is going to concern the Russians too much. They're going up against the North Koreans, known to have a lot of outdated equipment. But in general, I'm very pleased with the Russians standing here. They do look very cool. And this is the fort. Mortars and plenty of 12.7 caliber machine guns. That would be quite a small caliber. 12.7 millimeter machine guns. 1.27 centimeter shells or bullets. And I am super excited. It's currently daytime. It's going to become evening very soon. And that is when the North Koreans are going to initiate their attack. Super excited to have created and finished this fort. I think it'll be very cool. I'm going to go ahead and start the battle and wait until the night falls, and we will see as things come into actions. The North Koreans have a surprise for the unsuspecting Russian defenders. I'll see you in just a second. Let's get this battle on the way. Later that very same evening, the night has fallen. The Russians have lit some fires outside. No fires inside the fort because there's a lot of ammunition and fuel in here, so no fires allowed. There's some lights have been lit on the vehicles. Perhaps they were previously as well, but now they illuminate the area nicely. We have a gun here that's gonna, be able to shell the Sea of Japan or any ships near the fort itself in the Sea of Japan, which it is named. Plenty of machine gun positions manned, and it's going to be one cool battle. The North Korean troops have deployed 120 men around the fortress. They've been spending most of the evening here. They're currently unspotted, covered by the snow and currently the darkness. They have crawled a little bit closer, and they're ready to assault the unsuspecting defenders. This is going to be quite amazing. There's a lot of barbed wire around here that's going to make it harder to get to the fort. But one day ago, 3 saboteurs snuck up during a snowstorm and planted explosive devices near here. So once the timer has been set, it's going to go down. I am very excited. So we're going to click start, and the battle is underway. Now in today's video, I won't be controlling anyone. This battle is pretty much going to run itself. It will be a night battle throughout. And I'm just excited to see how this is going to turn out. This is the first time I've built a modern fort like this. And I like it. It's very rugged. It's very James Bond GoldenEye in a way with the structures. And they're all like mossy and snowy and frosty. And this fort, well, let's just say that the Russian war budget mainly went to the west, you know. In Central Europe, where the allies, or the former allies, you could say, NATO would be a better word for it, has focused a lot of their troops and whatnot. The East is a little neglected. I don't ever think the Russians suspected a threat from China and North Korea, possibly Japan, but anyway, I've got a Russian high-ranking officer arriving to the fort for inspections, make sure everything is up to date. Recent events in the area have caused the Russians to be more concerned about a possible North Korean and Chinese attack. And this is because of their conflict, their potential conflict with NATO in the West. So China and North Korea might take advantage of the Russians and their preoccupiers in the West to gain this land strip back. Obviously, the Chinese would like to have this additional coastline that they do not have. In fact, they do not have any coastline up and east and north of Korea itself. So some North Korean saboteurs have arrived. Now we need to knock out the coastal battery. In this battle, that is the main objective. There's a lot of surrounding troops nearby whose goal is to prepare for that. So I'm going to set this sniper down here. We're going to run this guy up, have him crawling. He is going to activate the explosives as soon as he gets close enough where he is comfortable to run up and throw the actual explosive device that he's carrying at the coastal artillery. Hopefully it'll hit some ammunitions nearby, and hopefully that will set off a chain reaction big enough to destroy the gun itself. The attack is underway. I get the sniper back in the boat. North Korean infantry and armor is attacking the fort. Oh, come on, dude. Throw the grenade. Back to the boat. Oh, he's gone down. And the boat is quickly leaving. One man down. We cannot wait for him. The boat is retreating. And now the big battle is underway between the attacking North Koreans and the defending Russians. It's going to be quite a crazy battle already. Plenty of casualties on the outside here. A tank and an armored vehicle has arrived to assist the attacking North Korean troops. Plenty of infantry outside as well. This AA gun has been knocked out, and so has the 2 vehicles on the outside. This T-64BV is still active, which was, I think this BV model was like modified during the 70s or early 80s, so it's not like the basic T-60, which the Russians would definitely probably not be using that late on. Lots of Russian infantry rushing to crew the defenses. But the attack is underway. Look at the North Koreans dismounting. Oh, shit. More infantry moving up on this side. Rockets being fired. This is very cool. That tank is still active, though. They're going to need to knock it out. Look at these heavy machine guns. Oh, jeez. You could call them Russian 50 caliber machine guns, I suppose. That tank is still active. I definitely think the North Koreans need to disable that to have a chance. How's it looking on this side? Mortars and machine guns have cut down a lot of the attackers, who are kind of forced to push back here. The North Koreans currently not quite capable of taking down the fortress, but they will try and try. They have an order to attack and take and seize the fortress. Look, yeah, Russian tank disabled. We have a man who's doing, I don't know, emergency repairs during the actual battle. Well, if he's spotted, I guess everyone's kind of covered by darkness now, but if he's spotted, that tank will be down for sure. More North Korean infantry attacking again. There's a lot of Russians outside the defenses. Kind of set up a perimeter to stop the Russian base itself from taking too much fire. Lots of North Korean infantry storming in, though. Look at that. Rockets being fired. Big hit at the bunker building. Oh, more explosions. Look at that. And this Russian fortress is under so much fire right now. Mortar shells coming in. The North Koreans have taken a lot of casualties. But look at the amount of fire over here. Whole platoon opening up. But this machine gun defense just makes me smile. How could it not? Look at that mortar fire. Yes! It's brilliant. I love it. Hoorah! The North Koreans are attacking, but the Russians... This Russian garrison, will it fall? Will we have to see future North Korean attempts and possibly Chinese attacks at this fortress? For sure, the Russians will reinforce this. I bet they have radioed Vladivostok. Oh my god! I did not see that coming! Oh, I don't know where that came from, but that was gruesome. Blew up right in my face. And the Russian defenders outside are forced to retreat in. Lots of North Korean soldiers attacking now. But the defense is currently holding. And the firefight is based off long distance engagements like this one here. Skill of arms is very much vital right now. Yeah, this BMP has probably been down. They're radioing in for more reinforcements now. This BTR is down. Bit of a weird damage model. Hopefully that'll be fixed in a future version. We'll be sure to remove anything that looks straight up odd. More rockets being fired. More infantry moving in. There's plenty of North Koreans out here. Some are easily mistaken for dead soldiers, but most of them aren't. Some have retreated back here to the... well, this is like a landline or something. Okay, but the attack is commencing again. There must be a lot of North Koreans alive, and the closer they can get to the fort, the less efficient the defenses up there will be. Oh my god, look at the amount storming up here. They're going to get through the destroyed... ooh, this could be tricky. They're going to get through the destroyed barbed wire up here. There is a mortar... No, this mortar has been knocked out. Very nice. Machine gun position up close, though. Oh, jeez. You don't want to mess with this guy. He is going to tear you to pieces. Currently reloading his gun, and I think he had to just turn it around for a second, but they're backed up. A few rounds from that machine gun is going to keep the North Koreans away. This attack is far from over, though. They have been given the order to attack, and by Kim Jong-un's order... Or is it Kim Jong-il? Oh, come on. Why am I... I think it's Kim Jong-il, isn't it? Yes. Un is the current dude. By his orders, it is a no-retreat style here. More harsh than the Russians during World War II, and this machine gun is still keeping the North Koreans away from this side. But right now, this garrison is very much outnumbered. Look at the casualties they've taken up here by the defenses, and even outside. Such a large part of the garrison dead, but many people around here are still active. Some up here in this bunker, still alive, ready to defend against further incoming attacks. You can hear magazines being reloaded. We have 3 men over here defending. How's it looking up here? Well, plenty of casualties. Mortar is still online. Up here, well, this side never really took an assault, but this gun was definitely disabled. So the main objective is to capture the fort, but they have done well in destroying one of the coastal guns, which will allow the North Koreans to utilize whatever navy they have in the area to attack from the Sea of Japan. Lots of troops moving up from here. I think the gunner was just killed, or they're too close for the gunner to do any damage. North Koreans are patching up. There's still probably a good 20 or 30 active North Korean combatants. The amount of Russians inside, I cannot speak for them because it is very hard to tell, but excluding the guns, there's not a lot of free manpower on the ground. More rounds being dropped, most likely the mortar back there. Danger close, danger close. Going to be firing shells very close to their own defenders, pushing some of the North Koreans back in that sector over there, but we have an able-bodied squad here with heavy weapons that could storm and will storm as soon as they're given the signal. And I am excited to see how that attack will go. An AK soldier moving up close. He's the first North Korean to enter the fortress. taking a lot of fire. Oh, and he's shot down. Well, it's been one hell of a chaotic fight. Perhaps the North Koreans should have assembled a little more armor in this attack right now, but resources limited to this fort itself, mainly an infantry fight and mainly a special operation to begin with. It did involve 3 North Korean saboteurs, one who was unfortunately shot down before he could return to the boat, and the boat decided, nope, cannot wait to pick up his body, we're going to get destroyed ourselves. So they did manage to escape. So currently, one could say that this is a major loss on the Russian side, losing their coastal artillery capacity in the area, lots of vehicles and lots of manpower, but they have kept their strategical position right now, and they're actually currently pushing the North Koreans away and out from the attacking zone. So they're gonna neutralize or make the North Koreans pretty harmless by pushing them even further back. You can see them retreating. I think it's safe to call this first attack over. The North Koreans getting destroyed quite painfully here. Oh, there's still some attacking, but that heavy machine gun fire is putting them even on the further retreat. And the mortars, one of the mortars at least currently active, destroying a lot. But look, they're trying again. The 4 men down here who potentially killed one of the gunners up there is going to try again. They're going to try again. They found the hole. They found the opening. They found the crater. They're going to sneak around. And I think they'll engage the Russians in the bunker up here. It's a little hard to see. Oh, yep, they've been spotted. North Koreans being shot down in the open. It's an ambush. They did not know. Oh, they tried to sneak and use the cover of darkness, but it was impossible. They're forced to back down. 2 North Koreans trying to go for the gate. They saw their chance, but a handful of grenades and some assault rifle fire is going to push them out as well. A group of North Koreans in the distance is pushing back. One Russian trying to perhaps go for a bit of a medal there. Shot in the head, fell down, and right now there's some blood in the snow. Coming out of his right eye socket from the 7.62mm bullet fired from the AKM. Okay. I believe that is the bullet is chambered in. The North Koreans might try again, but with the current manpower, it's looking very grim. But they are trying. They do have more than you think. We can gather around 10, 15. They might have around 20 men remaining. And for all I know, that might be more than the actual remaining defenders. We have a handful up in here, and I know that there's some machine gun position up there, but available manpower on the ground not looking very good. They're going to try again. They're returning some fire. Oh, but just that machine gun fire. The North Koreans are going to need more armor and a lot more manpower. I think for a future attack, the North Koreans might be able to mass the remaining garrison. If the garrison can perhaps re-establish their defenses, set up some sandbags, cover up this front, might be very useful. But they have lost 2 armored vehicles. They won't be coming back at all. But they do have this bunker protected. Few soldiers dead in here, though, but there's some alive. It's been one hell of a hot battle, but there are plenty of Russian activity inside the fort. And the North Koreans are trying and trying and trying, but they're caught getting shot at before they can make the difference they acquire, or desire, so to speak. I'm going to take quick command of the remaining attackers, because everyone likes carnage. Well, as much of it as possible at least. Let's give the North Koreans a final issuing order to assault and to take the flag. With all the firepower, all the manpower, and all the will and guts they have remaining, let's make it one final assault. These are brave men, fanatic fighters. They know that the life that waits a handful of survivors is not going to be any better than the life of the men who have died here attacking previously. They did kill a few Russians, but many of them are gunned down. Oh, hand grenade! That was a good hand grenade. Oh, and that man was shot down as well. Look at this man. It's a hero of North Korea. One hand grenade took out one of the defenders up there, and then he shot down a Russian by the BTR. A handful of more North Koreans running in. Look at this. This is cool. Oh, wow. Oh, sneaky position. He had to reload, but he had his back covered by a friend over there who did shoot down the final attacker. What a crazy fight. Look at the casualties. Yellow would be North Korean, red would be Russian, and as you can tell, there's been one hell of a lot of deaths today. 2 more North Koreans are going in, and these must be the last 2 of the 100, more than 120 in fact, including vehicles and motorized mounted infantry, will be the last 2 attackers to run in. They're kind of... scary. What does this man choose to do? The final survivor to return back to base? Well, would that be considered an execution or a symbolic gesture of the Russians to spare his life? He could say he was captured and told to return, but North Korea, I don't know what they would do. They're told. I've heard they're very harsh. Shot down. Not much of a difference there, but a lot of Russian defenders had been previously killed during those stormings. Look at that. You can see the outside here. So many North Koreans dead to mortar fire and machine gun fire, and these tanks probably took more lives than the North Koreans expected. Plenty of bodies that used to be here who have been, well, removed from existence because of explosions and heavy weaponry. This is great. This is absolutely great. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I want to use this fort again. Let me count up the remaining Russian survivors, perhaps reinforce, add a few things, repair some vehicles, repair some defenses, clean up the bodies, fast forward 1 week, massive North Korean second attack with even a bigger, better Russian defense. Wouldn't that be cool? I think it definitely would. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys soon again. Bye.